the statement that the unlimited use of drones is beneficial to society. Just very general, and we come down either pro, meaning go drones, or con, let's keep it down, guys, we don't need that many drones, because currently, you may or may not be aware, there has been some legislation passed that kind of blows up in the skies for more drones, literally. And in that current legislation, you have to, well, first of all, in the commercial and residential sectors, you do not need a license if you keep your drone under 500 feet, if you keep it within the line of sight, and there's a couple other stipulations. But that's also for commercial. So today, you're going to hear what we call a values debate. So even though we just mentioned the word legislation, these boys are not arguing which laws should or should not be enacted, but the moral value, whether it is good or bad, that drones are used. And we're using the legislation as a springboard into those arguments. The structure of the debate is a little different than last year, if you were lucky enough to see the debate last year. We have an uneven number of people, and nobody was willing to be the sole team member against two strong minds. So we have 3 mini debates. The drone debate actually very neatly tied up into 3 sectors. One is the commercial. My plug for Amazon, anybody? No? All right. We have military, and we also have residential. So we're going to have those 3 mini debates. Our pro side will always be here. Our con side will always be here. You will hear an opening statement from both of them, which is basically their own little speech on what they feel about the drones in that sector. And then they'll have a few minutes for what we call crossfire. That means they get to duke it out verbally, and that's what they really want to do. So what we're going to do is, at your seats, if you have the time and inclination, you should have a piece of paper and a pen. And this time it's going to be a little bit different, again, from last year. You have 3 different debates you're going to watch. If you don't mind, that would be great to fill in the scores as you see them. So take a moment to look at that. If you have to leave at any time, please feel free to leave. If you see people in the hallway and they're just floating around, tell them to come on in, just quietly. Pick up a paper and a pen at the back. Or if you're leaving, go ahead and leave it on the chair by the door at the back. Any questions for me? Great. And our first debate is commercial. Oh, I forgot to introduce actually our people. We have Joey Redmond, Colin Toohill, and Danny Lynn. Let's wish them the best of luck. All right. And Rose is our timer, so we're going to be looking at Rose. Okay, Colin, you can get up.
In recent years, scientists and researchers have begun to use small drone technology to do research and experiments. In these few years, with only a few drones, several groundbreaking discoveries have been made. For instance, when Mount Ontake erupted in Japan only a few weeks ago, there was no natural warning sign. Most volcanic eruptions are preceded by earthquakes or the telltale releases of hot gases from the volcano. But no sign came, and no one was aware that a dangerous eruption was coming. But thanks to the experiments of Keiji Nagatani, a professor at the Tohoku University in Japan, there was a warning. Nagatani used a drone with special seismic sensors to come to the conclusion that there would be an eruption in the next 48 hours. In the future, Nagatani is hoping to expand his program to be able to help save others from natural disasters. The international online retail website, Amazon.com, is working on a new program called Amazon Prime Air. In the future, when you check out on Amazon and you go to choose your shipping options, one choice button will be marked Prime Air. Amazon claims that when you click this button, your package will be delivered to your doorstep anywhere in the world in less than half an hour.
Okay, go ahead. Wobble
world is abuzz with the tittering possibilities of using commercial drones, there are real dangers to this entity. These dangers range from the drones invading your yard to damage to airplanes. But even more ominous is the risk of privacy invasions and harmful effects on human nature, which affect our personal freedoms. Over the past few years, many companies have made it public that they want to begin to use drones commercially for their business. This is unacceptable. Not only will the expenses of this plan likely cost way more than the profit it will bring, but it will also cause many other problems. Perhaps the biggest problem with drones, with commercial drones, is their tendency to crash. In the last 5 years, 236 unsafe incidents involving drones were reported. What if one of these things falls on your kid's head? My opponent might say that drones will become safer as technology improves, but how safe can drones really get? The fact of the matter is that no matter how careful operators are, how many regulations are in place, or how advanced the technology is, drones will still cause serious accidents. Drones are especially hazardous to aircraft. It would be all too easy for a small package delivery drone flown by Amazon to be sucked into the engine of a plane. That would be disastrous. Remember Hudson River crash? That was just from birds getting sucked into the engine. What if a 10-foot metal drone got sucked in? According to pilot Greg Cromer, drones are too small and too fast. I can't see them. They're too erratic. Without any warning, they can change direction. So there's no amount of preparation, no amount of vigilance that is going to make me or another pilot safe. Another ominous threat presented by drones is that if terrorists got their hands on any kind of drone, they could do untold damage. For instance, a small drone recently crashed into the White House lawn. While that particular drone was completely harmless and the crash was accidental, what if some sort of weapon, like a time bomb, had been attached to the drone? These incidents go to show that no matter how many regulations the government puts on drones, they can still be harmful.
So now we will be giving a 2 to 3 minute crossfire. They're going to take a few seconds to come up with their questions, jot some things down, and then they can start at will.
Do we stand up to ask questions?
I would.
Okay.
And if you guys get up at the same time, I'll be the mediator.
Danny, what's the difference between a delivery man from UPS or something coming to your door in a drone?
Yep. And you can stay at your seats and talk to each
Okay.
other.
Well, a UPS man or like a delivery person, that's like a human. They have like a human interaction with them. Like, would you really be satisfied if like a machine delivered everything to you? I don't think so.
Let's speak up, guys, too, okay? Project your voice.
Well, it's not like the guy comes and he's your friend that talks to you. All you do is get your package anyway, and it's a delivery.
Well, not really, because like I know my mailman personally, and if you were to be replaced by a machine, if that were replaced like, nationwide with drones, then like we destroy thousands of jobs and we lose that personal touch you get when like someone delivers something to you.
But it's illegal for somebody to operate more than one drone at a time, so the job still wouldn't be effective. You still need one person to operate each drone.
It would be a different kind of job, with more expertise, because you need to have certain licensing, or you would need to have certain licensing to pilot a delivery drone like that. How can the government really control drones? I mean, it's impossible for a drone to fly higher than 400 feet, or illegal for a drone to fly higher than 400 feet. Like, how would the government regulate that? Because they wouldn't know if some company flies a drone faster than the legal limit or higher than the legal limit.
What if they require them to plant GPS chips in each of the drones? Then they can monitor how high and how far they went.
So, I think that would be pretty hard to do. I mean, so many companies and all that are making drones, they're very easy to make. So it would be easy for people to illegally manufacture them too.
But Amazon and big companies aren't going to illegally manufacture them because they need the business and they have to stay with the law. It's easy, you could plant a GPS in a phone or in other small devices, and they're not that expensive to put in. Why can't you just put one in a drone?
Well, Amazon would do that, yes, but other like drones are fairly easy to manufacture. If the technology improves later, then people will be able to manufacture them